Alright, let's see how bad I can mess this one up. I'm going to try to discuss a little bit about time and eternity. Two different realms. One, you happen to be in right now. Maybe you're in the other one too. We'll find out. Now imagine, use your imagination please, and imagine that what you're watching right now can just be paused. And I can just become a still frame of 1 second of time. And then after it's paused, imagine that you are a being capable of seeing it from, let's just say, 4 different perspectives of just watching me paused here in a frame of time. Simultaneously being able to watch it from right here, or right here, or over here, or up here, or just get creative with it. To understand eternity, or an eternal being would be able to understand how to be able to see everything. What does any of this have to do with us poor creatures of time that are in time? Well, if you get real deep about it, just a part of you is in time, and there's another part of you that is not in time. And if you happen to be able to tap in, connect, make that connection, have that connection made for you, however you want to understand that, then you can become a creature in time that's no longer bound to time, and you could be able to begin to see, just like I described, from here, from there, wherever. Simultaneously, I'm not saying, oh, I'm a master of this secret thing, but if you look in any case of somebody who knew the future, truthfully knew the future, they predicted it had happened, and they did it by means of supernatural ability, then this is how they did it. They were in tune with their higher self, for a lack of better words, and that higher self is in a place that can see beyond time. Now, I'm sure maybe it's possible you could just 100% be seeing from an eternal perspective. But for the sake of simple minds and people in time, it's selective. It does it whenever you're able to, not whenever you just want to. So being able to see into the future would be simple as your higher self just translating some information to you here in this one little speck of time. Some people might say, well, don't you believe in Jesus and don't you believe in God and all this stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I do. You're not going to be able to connect to no higher self unless there's a way to do it. And that's simply the best way I could translate the information of how it even happens. How it happens for me, anyway, is that it's like a privilege. It's like, just say God is the one who gives the permission, who grants the information transferred from higher to lower for that to even be possible. And what's that got to do with Jesus? Well, he kind of laid out all the little secrets of this thing if you know how to read them and understand them. One thing that a lot of people just basically understand, and it's pretty common, is that God's just God and he can just do whatever he wants and he understands everything and knows everything just because he's God. That's fine. That's an acceptable answer if you want to do it like that, but that's for basic understanding. God's not trying to be the holder of all information. He's not giving none of it out. He's actually trying to give it out if people can get it. And explaining simple things as deeper spiritual dynamics is actually his business to those who can get it. So it's like, just like I was saying, God knows the future, back to front, forwards, however you want to go about it, because he's already there. He's not a being like you or I that's stuck in a speck of time. He's everywhere, from beginning to end. That's how come he knows it all. And if you're wondering why he hasn't changed events, it's happening exactly how he wants it to happen. There's no need to change anything. No matter how bad we think it is, oh, my mom died of cancer, or whoever, so-and-so died in a car wreck. It's exactly how it's supposed to happen. What's good or bad is really irrelevant to our little pea brains. So if you understand just a little bit about time and eternity and God, then you should start to begin to understand yourself, if you really are God's child, whatever you want to call it. Because in order to understand him, you're going to have to understand yourself along the way, and how he is, you would also be. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. If all you're going to get out of this is going back and forth to a building on Wednesdays and Sundays, then what a waste. There's way better things to be learning and understanding, and you're probably not going to find it in a world organization that just teaches bullcrap. Sure, they got the book, but only with a man's understanding are they going to teach it, and that's all you're going to get if that's what you're understanding it with is a man's mind. I'll close it out with giving a biblical example of seeing beyond time even though you're in time. And it's in the Bible, I'll throw you that much. But anyway, it's in the Gospels where Jesus is meeting his main 12 disciples for the first time, and Nathaniel is sitting under a tree, who knows where, somewhere over the hill. You know, you can't see him from wherever he was standing at the time. So anyway, he's under this tree by himself, and when he finally meets Jesus, Jesus says, "I seen you under the tree." And he was like, "There ain't no way you seen me under that tree, because there was nobody there." Which gets into a bigger thing, because unlike us, Jesus didn't come down here an incomplete creature. Jesus showed up with all memory intact. He knew where he came from. He remembered all this stuff because he was a complete creature, for lack of better words. And with the best information I can tell you, that's the case. However, us, we showed up here not remembering anything because we have to. We have to show up here blank in order for the refinement process to work. If we remembered everything before here, it would be like cheating on the test. We're this separated creature from our higher self. He wasn't. He just came down here full blown, get after it, tell these simple humans what they need to know if they're ever going to ever get out of here, lay out all the details. So anyway, he was just like, I can always see beyond time, so it ain't no problem if you're 50 miles away and you're under the tree. I can see you. Ain't no deal. Anyway, that's the biblical connection to all that jabber I just gave you. So anyway, until next time, peace.